Hi guys, my name is Emma Palmiero and today I'll be talking to you about my time at university, my career plans and how I plan to get myself there. First, I'd like to start off by talking about the employability self-assessment tool. I will present my results right here. So as you can see from the results on the screen, my highest self-assessed traits were ethical, cultural and social literacy, followed up by basic literacy. Coming in at third was occupation literacy and personal and critical. And then lastly, we had rhetorical literacy and emotional literacy. So the employability self-assessment concluded that ethical, cultural and social literacy was my highest self-assessed trait. So this refers to taking accountability for your actions, upholding ethics in terms of cultural values and beliefs, and working responsibly with others within that workplace. Following up with this came basic literacy. I did think that the first one and the second one would be swapped around, as communicating and interacting is something that is really important within that public relations role. And it also taps into digital technologies and how we use them to our advantage in terms of general business function and advancing research, which is something I think I do quite well. Coming in at third, I had occupational literacy and critical and personal literacy. So I now understand why this was my third one. Something that needs to be important for me going forward is understanding my capabilities and considering my alternatives along my career path. So not having such a narrow mind in my abilities and being more confident in kind of persevering with my goals and achieving new goals. So I need to be willing to put myself out there and explore my creative knowledge and see where my best traits kind of shine through. Lastly, we had rhetorical literacy and emotional literacy. So in terms of decision making and problem solving, something that I lack a little bit is my time management skills, which I think taps into this a lot in terms of achieving goals and deadlines, which is something that I'm going to be working on throughout my entire career and that I have tried to throughout my university studies as well. And then tapping into the emotional side. So in stressful situations, I tend to overthink and overassess. So something I need to think about going forward is keeping level-headed, not only in my work relationships, but also my personal/social relationships as well. So now I will be talking about my time in enhancing your business mind. So the unit was definitely not what I was expecting at all. I've heard people talk about the capstone unit and how it's such a scary class and all that. So I guess I was expecting to be challenged a little bit more in terms of content, which wasn't really the case. I'm not gonna lie, there was a few times during the semester where I really had to think about what I thought the purpose of the class was. I did get there in the end. It was just a different style of learning from what I was used to. Not a lot of content heavy work. It was more hands-on experience stuff. Honestly, I didn't know I had a problem with public speaking until this class, the elevator pitches in particular. Being put on the spot with very little preparation, talking about a topic you have completely no idea about was probably one of my downfalls of the semester. The second time was easier, but in saying this, I was still quite nervous for some reason. I think it was purely the fact that I had no preparation or didn't even know what I was talking about. So that I found quite challenging throughout the unit. In the first week, we were given the challenge to make ourselves out of Lego. Honestly, this was one of the classes where I was kind of thinking to myself, what does this have to do with anything? And then in the last week, we made ourselves with Lego again, the same task to make ourselves. Lego me from week 1 and Lego me from week 12 were pretty much identical. Going home and thinking about it, I kind of thought to myself, should I have looked further into this? Does this mean I haven't changed as a person? Does this mean I haven't grown throughout the course of this unit? What does this mean? Honestly, I'm not even quite sure yet. I definitely learned things about myself and the way I view life. The reflections really helped with that. Helped with kind of putting things into perspective and unraveling why I felt the way about certain things. But all in all, I did enjoy the unit. I definitely questioned some things along the way, but as I said, the reflections really helped in kind of giving that context to me personally about why I thought that this was relevant to my career. Next, I'll be talking to you guys about my time at university. So I was never really big on the whole uni life. I honestly just wanted to get through the few years that I had here and move on to something bigger. I saw so many people throughout my life, including people closest to me, like my mum, have extremely successful careers without even going to university at all. In saying this though, it did open up some really great opportunities and experiences for me, especially in my final year. So doing my internship in the final year was an amazing experience. It really taught me that what I learned in university is being used in those real life jobs. Something I didn't really think was the case. So I got to put everything that I'd learned in uni to the test to really kind of stimulate my learning and see kind of what my capabilities were in terms of that. And kind of going back to the start of my uni degree, I wasn't really enjoying what I was doing to start off with. I kind of just jumped into it not really knowing what I wanted to do. But as the years went on, I started enjoying what I was doing a lot more. My grades started improving significantly, and that shift in mindset kind of helped me get through the first year that I needed to really push through. So moving on to my career plan, I just want to quickly talk about what I think my perfect career is. So working in public relations and marketing, I have definitely seen some crossover between the two. So my ideal career would be integrating those two and kind of coming up with strategies to form within companies that are going to excel in both areas. So over the next couple of months, I'm going to be looking to kind of just expand on my network a little bit and gain some more experience and kind of stimulate my creative knowledge a little bit more. I'm wanting to not jump into it too quickly. I will be looking at maybe doing another internship, more marketing based, as my first one was more of a public relations based internship, just to gain more experience and kind of excel in the areas that I'm good at. And then moving on to future plans within, I want to say 5 years, I would have liked to have completed a management course and develop skills in successfully running a business or managing a department. I'd like to be in a full-time position, working kind of long-term in that area, but always keeping an open mind to new opportunities and new learning experiences, along with having a plan B, which is something that I need to work on that is extremely, extremely important. Another avenue that I could take would be to put all my focus into my brand. So I currently own a fitness apparel company, and I guess I've kind of pushed this to the back a little bit as I haven't really had a lot of time to put in a lot of effort to really make the company something big. My role within the company is the marketing coordinator, so I guess it would be a good opportunity for me to develop my skills and see how well they will do kind of in that retail environment. So moving on to a message for my future self. Hi, future Emma. Nice to meet you. It's super important to not only set goals, but keep setting goals and achievable goals as well. It's important to not only know your capabilities, but don't overdo it. Stay within what you think is in reaching distance. Push yourself, but don't push yourself too hard. I think that's really important. So thank you for listening to me ramble on about my time at university and where I see myself going in the future. I hope you've enjoyed, and thank you.